Hi and welcome to the Hungry Vegan YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about feeling satisfied on a 80-10-10 raw vegan diet. Something I continually keep reading along the forums are people aren't satisfied. You can't get no satisfaction. Okay, now why does this happen? And it generally is happening to people transitioning. Well, first and foremost, remember you are coming from a heavy diet. You've probably been having a lot of starches, you've probably been having a lot of grains, and possibly some of you may have been having animal products as well in your diet. So all of a sudden you've pulled all that out, and predominantly your main source of energy is fruit. Now, fruit does not make you heavy in your stomach. So when you're saying you don't feel satisfied, you're not feeling that heavy feeling that you've generally felt for most of your life because of the food that you've been eating. So it is a strange feeling at first because you think, oh, I'm not full. But you are, if you are eating enough, going to be satisfied on fruit long term. You've just got to get through the first part of starting into this lifestyle. Now, the second thing, a reason why people may not be satisfied is they simply may not be eating enough. Now, I recommend a minimum of 2,000 calories. Now, you're probably hearing saying, Jade, I don't want to count calories. You may have come from this, calorie counting life. And I understand because I counted calories for many, many years and it's painful. But when you are first starting this lifestyle, if you don't have any idea of how much you're supposed to eat or the calories of your fruit, you may not be eating enough. And I see it time and time again. People are, showing their breakfast and they're having 1 or 2 bananas for breakfast, and then they're showing their lunch and they're just having a salad that you'd get, say, as your side dish as a meal out. Now, when you are on this lifestyle, the volume that you need to eat is quite substantial. For example, this morning for my breakfast, I had 14 oranges juiced. So that's a lot. And you probably think, wow, 14 oranges. But you've got to remember, my main source of energy is coming from fruit. So I need to eat enough in order for me to sustain my life. I generally personally eat 2,800 calories a day, between 2,500 and 2,800, and sometimes more. I don't look and go, oh my goodness, I've eaten enough today. If I'm hungry, if I'm still hungry, I'll go and have a couple more bananas, or I'll have a punnet of strawberries, or I'll have a pear or a mango or whatever. I don't stop myself from eating. I will never do that. I lived many years on a calorie restriction diet, and I think a lot of people who come into this lifestyle have had that calorie restriction mentality and that portion control mentality that we're taught. And yes, definitely, if you are following different lifestyles, you have to follow those kind of things if you want to lose weight or to maintain your weight. But when you move into the raw world, we don't have to watch what we're eating when it comes to our fruits and our greens. Yes, watch the amount of nuts and seeds that you have, because if you eat excess fat, you're going to have weight gain. And you may get that heavy, sluggish feeling. So that's another reason. Now, another thing is, are you eating greens? Now, I think it is so essential to eat greens. I've just put a video up on greens, and I'll put the link of that in the description so you can know more about putting greens into your diet. I personally have at least 1 kilo of greens a day. Now, if you're having a lot of greens in your diet, you will find that you're not having these food cravings for fats and salts and even starches or grains or whatever it is that you're craving. You're not going to get these cravings if you have enough greens. So ensure that you're putting greens into your diet. Even at lunchtime when I have my bananas, I'll have a bunch of lettuce with that. So I'm always looking at different ways that I can add greens into my lifestyle. So that's another way to stay satisfied. Now, my fourth way to stay satisfied is make sure you're making delicious meals, especially when you're starting out. So I make things like raw pizza, raw burgers. Last night I had spaghetti bolognese. You know, I have raw chili, all these kind of different meals, so I'm staying satisfied. I actually received a message last night from a young man. I'll say young man, but I call boy because he's the same age as my daughter and they're like children to me still. He's 18, he's a sweetie. But he sent me a message and he said that when he was predominantly just focusing on just having fruit, he didn't feel that satisfaction, and you feel a bit restless and you feel a bit bored and you feel like you're missing out. And this is why I don't promote just fruit, because time and time again people fail. I know myself, I probably wouldn't like it. I have been brought up having a meal every night of my life for most of my life. Look, long term down the track, I don't know where I'll be, but at this point in time in my life, I like having something to satisfy me at dinner time where I say, you know what, I'm sitting down and having a meal. So really put the time in to make delicious meals. Now, in saying that, I don't have raw pizza or raw burgers or whatever every night because I don't have the time to always make that. But I always have a big, large salad, and I always make a delicious dressing to go on top. And make sure you're making these tasty dressings so that your salad is satisfactory and you're sitting there going, "Mwah, this is the best." Because if you're sitting there just having your a big bowl, and I'm talking big bowls, like enough what you'd take for a party for 10 people, that's what you're sitting down to and having at dinner time. If you're just sitting there having that dry or just with a little bit of lemon or whatever, which nothing wrong with that, you're probably going to get to the stage, especially if you've got family sitting around you eating their cooked meals, you're going to say, oh, stuff this, I can't do this anymore. But if you're having these tasty meals at dinner time, you're going to sit there and feel satisfied. So it's really essential that you think ahead. And when I say think ahead, if you're working full time, the last thing you want to do is when you get home is make stuff. So perhaps make your dressing the night before, pop it in the fridge. When you come home, have your salad made perhaps already in the bowl, and then just pour your dressing on top. Voila! On weekends, I generally dehydrate some burgers or some pizza or something like that. So during the week, I've got a couple of meals where I say, you know what, I love this lifestyle. I always have like a marinara sauce. I'll put the link for that in the description as well. I always have a marinara sauce on hand. I make a big batch, and that generally makes a few meals for me. I can make a chili out of that. I can make a spaghetti bolognese, and I can make some tacos, let's just say. So that's 3 meals. So, but I've thought ahead, and I've got that variety at night time, so I'm actually excited. The other thing I also do to make sure that I'm satisfied is I have a huge range of fruit. So, for example, when I wake up in the morning, perhaps I might have a watermelon and strawberry juice, which I blend it, half a watermelon and about 2 cups of strawberries, bang, blend, and I'll have that. Then mid-morning, I might have a big orange juice, let's just say. Lunchtime, I might have 8 bananas. And then mid-afternoon, I might have a couple of punnets of strawberries or a couple of punnets of cherry tomatoes or something like that. Today, I've got pear and mango. So it's got that variety in there. And then at dinner time, I've got that excitement coming in. So I say, wow. And I kid you not, I have made huge feasts for my family. Like, I'm talking cooked feasts. I cook for my family. I've had friends and whatever come over, and I've made banquets. And I have sat there and ate my raw food, and I have felt so satisfactory. I have sat there and watched them go, ugh, after they've eaten. I've thought, gee, I'm so glad I don't eat like that anymore. And I felt so happy sitting there with my raw delights, just say. And I've just said, you know what? I love this life. I have made this lifestyle work for me. So you'll see a lot of different ways that people will eat in this lifestyle. Block out the noise, make sure you're eating enough, and make sure this lifestyle works for you, because most importantly, that's all that matters. Add some spices into your food, add some herbs. If you need nutritional yeast, add that. If you want to make some raw crackers to keep you satisfied on this diet, make them. I make stuffed mushrooms, which I love, and I put them in the dehydrator and just warm them up a little bit. I never go above 105, but that's, you know, it's a difference between saying, you know what, I can't keep doing this, and wow, I love this life. So it's really essential that you're planning ahead, having variety, listening to your body, eating enough, and most importantly, sticking to the lifestyle and forgetting the ways you used to feel. I hope this helped you. I hope this will help you improve on this lifestyle. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, share my YouTube video, and most importantly, do what makes you happy, laugh often, and live your life. Bye for now.
Too much to go back and pretend.